Hey ref, can I ask you a question?
Oh no, not this again.
You are the worst ref I have ever seen.
That's what I hear. And that's still not a question. What's happened this time?
You just officiated my daughter's team and the score was wrong the entire match. You gave the other team 3 extra points.
I don't give points. The teams earn points.
You gave the other team 3 extra points. I know, I kept track on my phone.
Your phone is not official. We have to go by the score sheet.
Well, the girls at the table were not paying attention. They completely ignored me when I was screaming score at them. I must have yelled it 30 times. I know they could hear me because everyone in the convention center was looking at me.
That should have been your first clue to stop screaming. You should not have been screaming at teenage girls. How would you like it if some stranger was screaming at your daughter?
No one would scream at her. She is perfect at everything.
Anyway, if you thought the score was wrong, you should have signaled your coach, who could have verified the scoreboards with the score sheet. As a parent, you have no standing in the match. You should not be screaming at the officiating team, especially teenagers.
I have every right to scream. I pay for my daughter to play. I pay your salary.
I am not salaried. I am an independent contractor.
I pay your salary. If I want to scream at the work team, I'm going to scream at the work team.
Depending on where the tournament is. If you, or any spectator, interferes with the match, we may have to suspend the match and either sanction the team or have the arbitrator come to the court to take care of the situation.
Why didn't you make the other team's parents switch sides between sets?
What are you talking about?
After set 1, I tried to switch sides so that I could be on my daughter's side of the court. But the other team's fans wouldn't move. I even stood next to a grandma so she would get the hint, but she didn't budge. You even let her yell at me when I tried to give her cane and tried to move her bags for her.
You probably should not be touching another person's belongings.
Why not? I let the other team's fans move my belongings.
Those weren't your belongings. Those were the empty bottles and food wrappers you left behind. You should probably throw your own trash away.
Why didn't you make them switch sides?
There is no rule that says fans have to switch sides. Besides, if a grandma is walking with a cane, it is probably not very easy for her to move. A volleyball court is not very big. You can still easily see the entire court, no matter where you were sitting.
I wasn't sitting. I was standing next to my iPad so I could record the match.
If you weren't even sitting, why were you trying to make a grandma get up from her seat?
She was blocking my shot. Her head was in the way.
Couldn't you have raised your tripod so that it was above her head?
Why didn't you make grandma switch sides?
Listen, volleyball is a game that is supposed to be fun. Let the players play. Let the coaches coach. And let the officials officiate. As a fan, your job is to cheer and to set a good example for these impressionable young athletes.
I was trying to cheer, but grandma's head was in my way. You should have made her move.
If you look in the rules, there is actually a spectator code of conduct. In it specifically says that spectators may rightfully choose to remain in a seat for the entire match without switching sides of the court when the teams switch.
The tournament setup is not fair. How come if there's a tie, it comes down to how many points have been scored by each team?
I am an official. I am not a tournament director. I have no say in the logistics of a tournament. If you have questions about the format of the tournament, you should speak with the tournament desk.
Can you at least tell me whether we play or ref in the morning?
No, I don't know any of that information.
What about what time we're supposed to be here in the morning?
No, I don't know any of that information.
What about courts? Can you tell me where a court is?
Sure, I can direct it towards a court.
Great. My niece's name is Susan. Can you tell me which court she's on?
There are probably over 1,000 girls here. I don't know which specific court your niece is on.
She plays for the Eagles.
The Eagles probably have 1 or 2 different teams and 7 different age groups here. Multiply that by all of the different clubs that are here, and there is no way for me to keep track of every single girl. Your best bet is to check with the tournament desk.
So, maybe, court 4?
I literally have no idea who your niece is.
I don't understand why you're being so difficult. I am going to report you to the NCAA.
This is not even an NC. Never mind. Go ahead and report me to the NCAA.
I will. You don't know who you're dealing with. I personally know Michelle Rolfe.
Do you mean Patty Rolfe?
Yes, that's what I said. Kathy Rolfe.
Well, good luck with that.
Oh, and by the way, you also missed 10 doubles.